Hi everyone, today I'm going to show you how to make this exact bandana in this style. I'm going to show you everything you need to do. So I'm using weight 4 yarn. I like big twist value. This is in this teal color, but you can use any weight 4 yarn that you want, and a 5mm hook. We're going to start out with a magic ring. This is how I do a magic ring. I wrap it around my pointer and middle finger twice, and then I hold the working yarn like so for some tension. Reach underneath both loops on my finger to pull up my first loop, and then you're going to chain 2 more times, so this is going to be a chain 3. And now you're going to double crochet twice. Now you're going to chain 2, so that's 1, 2, 3. The chain 3 counts as a stitch, and then chain 2 to create a gap, and into the magic ring you're going to do 3 more double crochet. So we've got a total of 6 double crochet with that chain 3 counting as a stitch and the chain 2. It is time to pull the ring tight, so just pull on that and then tug on the tail. And now you're going to chain 3 and turn. So in this pattern, every time you turn the work, you're going to chain 3, and that chain 3 is always going to count as a stitch. So you're going to chain 3 and turn, and now you're going to place 2 more double crochet into that same stitch for a total of 3 in that one stitch. You're going to do this every single round. So I've got 1, 2, 3 in that stitch. And see how it's flat and horizontal on the bottom here? You want to watch out for that as you go along. Now place a double crochet in each stitch that leads up to the chain 2 space, like so. Now I've reached that chain 2 gap, so I'm going to go right underneath the stitches and do 2 double crochet first. So right into that hole, no need to go through any stitches. And now I'm going to chain 2, and I'm going to do 2 more double crochet into the chain 2 space. Now I'm going to place a double crochet in each of the stitches on the way down. In the last stitch, which is actually a chain 3 that counts as a stitch, you're going to place 3 double crochet. You're going to do this every round. This is how we increase. And you can do it in that first leg of the chain, or I like to try to get it into both legs of the top of that chain 3, and you're going to watch me kind of struggle on the struggle bus here with this first one. It can be a little bit tricky, but once you get the first one in, then you're good to go. So see how I've got both legs here. I'll get it. There we are. So now I'm going to place 3 double crochet into this stitch. So that's 1, 2, and 3. Okay, it is time to turn the work. So again, I'm looking and I'm seeing that I've got this nice little triangle. We're going to build on this as we go. Now you're going to chain 3 and turn. Place 2 double crochet into that same stitch, just like we did previously. Now we're going to begin our mesh stitch pattern, and once again here I'm going to show you if this starts to curve toward you, you've probably made an increase, so keep an eye out for that. Okay, so for our mesh stitch we are going to chain 1 and skip a stitch and double crochet. So I'm skipping that one, double crochet into this one. That creates these little gaps, which has a net mesh effect. So I'm chaining 1 and I'm skipping a stitch all the way up to the chain 2 space. So I'm going to do that again, chain 1, skip a stitch, and this is the last stitch before the chain 2 space. Great. Now I'm going to place 2 double crochet into the chain 2 space, chain 2, and 2 double crochet again. I'm going to do this every single round. There I'm chaining 2 and wrangling my yarn, and 2 more double crochet into the chain 2 space. Now I'm not going to chain 1 and skip. I'm going to double crochet right into that next stitch. Double crochet right into the stitch. Now I'm going to chain 1 and skip a stitch all the way down. Chain 1, skip a stitch. And for the last one, we are going to chain 1 and then skip a stitch and put 3 double crochet into that very last stitch of the row, I should say. So you are going to continue in this pattern for 11 rows. So as soon as you put 3 into this last stitch, you're going to chain 3 and turn and do all of that over and over and over again until you have the shape of bandana that you so desire. So here's me laying this down, and boom, look at that. I went on for 11 rows. You can go on for as many rows as you like, 9 rows, 13 rows, however big you want this to be. Now I'm going to show you how to do a picot edge so that you can have an interesting edge around this bandana if you so desire. Okay, so to make this picot stitch, I am going to start off by chaining 3. Looks like I'm thinking about it. Okay, so I'm going to chain 3. And then you're going to slip stitch or single crochet. I just single crochet because I think it's easier, into that back chain. The back of that first chain, a single crochet. This makes a little bump, like so, little spike. And then you're going to single crochet into the next stitch. 1, 2, another single crochet, and then on the third one is when I like to do my next picot stitch. So that's my third single crochet, and now I'm going to chain 3 once more. And then same thing, I'm going to reach back and insert my hook into the back of that first chain stitch and do a single crochet or a slip stitch, and then single crochet into the next stitch. 1, 2, 3. And these chain 1 spaces from the mesh stitch can be a little annoying. And then I'm going to chain 3, so I'm on my third one, and go right into the back of that first chain. Sorry, you can't see that very well. Also, my cat's on the desk. And do a single crochet. And I'm going to keep doing this all along this border edge. That's my third one, so then I'm going to chain again. Chain 3. You can get creative with this. If you want bigger bumps, you can chain 4. Smaller, you could chain 2. You could put more gaps or less gaps in between. This is just what I like to do. So continue doing this picot stitch all along the outer edge of this bandana. Okay, so we have done our picot edging all the way along the outside edge, and now we're going to make our first strap. So once you get to the end, you're just going to start chaining, and you can chain as long of a strap as you want. Oh, it looks like I have one more picot stitch to do, which is what I'm doing here. Secure that to the very edge, outer corner with a single crochet. Just making sure I have all the fibers of the yarn on my hook. Okay, now I'm gonna start chaining. So as I was saying, you can do as many chains as you want for as long of straps or short of straps as you want. You can try it on, see where the strap falls. I do 45, I believe. I like a little bit of a longer strap, and these end up having a bit of a curl to them, which I think looks really cute. So I'm just going to continue chaining until I have 45 chains. Okay, once you have as many chains as you desire, you're just going to single crochet all the way back up the chain. So in the second chain from the hook initially, place a single crochet, and then single crochet in every single chain all the way back up the strap. So this can be kind of tedious. It's simple enough, but it can get kind of annoying. So I just recommend going slowly and trying not to like tense up your hands as you go. Just continue all the way back up to the top of the strap. Okay, I am at the top of the strap, and now I'm just going to secure this thing, the other sort of edge of the strap now, to a spot on the outer corner of the bandana. Looks like I dropped my loop. So my last single crochet, and then I just kind of find a spot that makes sense for the other side of the strap to be located to secure it to the bandana, and just secure it with a single crochet. And now we're going to single crochet a border across the top of this triangle. I think this looks really nice against your head. You can skip the step and cut the yarn and weave it in and make another strap, but I like to go across the top, and you're just going to insert your hook into these gaps like so, and add a few single crochet in each gap. I don't have an exact number for you. I just kind of feel it out as I go, inserting my hook, pulling it up, and making a single crochet to create this sort of braided top edge. If you add too many, you'll start to curl the border, and if you don't have enough, it will also start to curl. So as long as your edge is laying flat, you'll create this nice top border. Just a few in each space, 2 or 3, as you go across the top. And you can always pull it out if it's looking weird. I had to do that a couple times as I went along. Okay, I've finished my border nearly. I just have a few more. And this is what it looks like. Just have a couple more single crochet to do until I reach this outer corner, and I'm gonna just start chaining the same amount of chains, 45 I did, however many chains you did for the other strap, just go ahead and do that. And as you might have guessed, when you finish the chains for this strap, you are going to single crochet in the second chain from the hook all the way back up, which I will show you again here. You probably already know what you're doing at this point, but this is what it will look like, identical to the other strap. Okay, I am at the top of the strap. You can see it makes little curls like that. Now I'm just going to, again, attach the other side of the strap to some point on the outer corner with a single crochet. And we are so close to being finished. Congratulations, you made it this far. You are very close to having your finished object. So I am just going to go ahead and pull through a bit of the yarn, pull it through, and then cut the yarn. And now you're just going to weave in the ends. You'll have a couple ends to weave in from the beginning and from the very end. So you want to use a tapestry needle or a yarn needle. You could use a sewing needle as well, but it's a lot easier to work with yarn and a needle if the edge or the tip of the needle is dull. And here I'm just struggling to thread my needle, but I promise I get there eventually. And if you already know how to weave in ends, by all means, just get right to it. I'm just going to show you how I do it. I do like to make a little knot, just a simple knot, and pull it through like so. Pull it through a loop. And I really feel like weaving in ends is sort of the abstract interpretive art dance of crochet. I know there's probably like technically a right way to do this, but I just end up, you know, going where the wind takes me on this one. I really just try to go in different directions so that there's really, you just don't want this to unravel. So if it's going back and forth in different directions, you should be a-okay and good to go. And I probably could have cut the yarn at this point. I just kind of enjoy weaving in ends in like a really chaotic way. It's like weirdly addicting for me. So this is me doing that. And you can weave in your ends however you would like. And then just go ahead and cut the yarn, and I just give it a little tug to make sure that it's secure in there. And just go ahead and do this with that other yarn tail that you have at the base. This is me wearing the finished object. Congratulations, you're all done. Me and my cat are very proud of you.